I'm excited today to kick off this monthly series of the Ask Krishna channel, where we will talk to individuals who have really gained a repute in their own field and are making a mark for themselves in the service that they are offering, in the help that they're doing to the community. On these monthly episodes, we'll be talking to individuals and talk about the different areas of faith, spirituality, and the intersection in their personal and professional lives. It's going to be on the first Saturday of each month. In today's episode, we'll be talking to Shri Yogeendra Bhat, an extremely strong pillar who has been instrumental in managing and running Shri Krishna Vrindavana, a temple dedicated to Lord Shri Krishna, a favorite deity of many. In the discussion with Yogeendra ji, I would like all the viewers to understand what it takes to get going in a traditional Vidyapeetha. And for folks who don't know what a Vidyapeetha is or would like to learn more, just think about it as a school of traditional religious and spiritual scriptures where you undergo a very rigorous discipline. So we will hear from Yogeendra ji on what it takes to get into a Vidyapeetha, how his life was during that process. Then we'll learn more about confidence and capability that he had to demonstrate in making that trip all the way to the US a couple of decades ago. I've been fortunate to be with Yogeendra ji. I've examined him in close quarters. I've been there with him. And in many ways, I have to say, I've grown together as the temple grew. So without any further delay, let's bring Yogeendra ji online and then let's have a discussion. I would like to remind the viewers, whether they're watching live or they watch a recording of this YouTube at some point, you can post your questions or comments directly on YouTube. We'll do our best to get it answered. For anything posted today, we'll get it answered today in this discussion itself. But at a later date, if you post any comments or questions, we'll absolutely answer those as well. So again, without any further delay, let's bring Yogeendra ji online and looking forward for this discussion. Namaskara, sir. How are you?
Namaste.
Very good. Very good to see you.
Yes.
You're looking extremely crisp and ready there in your native village.
Yes.
So
excited.
Thank you. So we will keep this discussion quite lively, and basically, I want the hundreds and thousands of viewers and devotees of Krishna Vrindavana, as well as all across, right, in India, to understand a little bit more about your own journey, particularly on how you have gone through the Vidyapeetha, what the rigor is, what the inspiration of that was. Understand that, and also understand, I have watched you very closely. I forget now, it's been more than 20 years, 2 decades at least, I can say, close to.
Yes.
And I remember how you demonstrated confidence, and in many ways, I could say leadership, in how you developed and how you established Krishna Vrindavana and how you have helped run that place. So I'd like viewers basically to understand all of this a little bit more. And the intention is that they can then look into what does it mean to combine faith, religion, spirituality in anybody's personal or professional life. That's really the intention. So yes. Let me start off with one first question. Well, and I'm hoping your kids are also watching this. So let us start with a very. I'll start with a very basic question that probably you have not told your kids as well. Tell me one thing that you have done. What is the naughtiest thing you have done as a child?
There are many. Not yet, because I had my childhood, most of the time, village only. There's countless, without telling parents, jumping into the river. All the way from there, like climbing the trees, the fruits, getting the coconut, the huge trees are
Yeah.
always. So we never get permission, but we do it first. That is what the childhood, the experience I had mostly.
Then let me continue on that theme, and then we'll get into Vidyapeetha in a minute. But I want to hear a little bit about your personal
Yes.
side. Um, share a couple of things that you did without your father or mother knowing about it.
Knowing about it, that means the related to childhood.
Yeah, related to
Okay.
childhood that you did that they didn't know about it. It could be a mischief. It could be something that you did that you were very good in hiding it from them.
Okay. So, but I was very particular about not doing wrong things. But my father was very strict about it. And
Very nice.
really, I was scared to stand in front of him. So all the way the teenage and such things. So like he was okay with doing all such small things, and somewhere he must be very strict and all these things. But I have to mention here, I nothing done from my end, so which is very wrong, or beyond their awareness. So I did not do anything like that, because I was so scared about my father, how strict he was. So that is the reason I don't remember such things. No, without such thing, I have some very confidential everything. End of the day, I used to talk a lot with my father and mother. Then I used to convey everything, whatever they did wrong, right or wrong, and everything. So I have nothing to hide, or nothing uh, I had kept with me so far.
I remember your father very well, and
Yes,
I remember one thing about him. I had come to your village, and you were not there, and
yes.
I know he was feeling so proud about you as to what you have done in your life, and for him to tell that behind you, you when you were not there, really means a lot.
Yes,
Really
that
means a
is,
lot.
whatever I'm doing, that's his blessings. And he never used to price me like a front anytime, anywhere. That's it, whatever. So the end of his almost the 75 years or somewhere. So he told me, he called me, and he expressed his feelings, whatever my expectation. So you did it, and you went beyond that. Like, he was so happy about it.
Very good, very good. So let us then take a little bit into your journey. So you, as like any other child, you would have enjoyed your life when you were a small child in the village. What
Yes.
made you go to a Vidyapeetha?
Yes, that is the very interesting question. The here, my the lineage, my parampara. So my grandfather and my father, myself, and of course beyond my grandfather, everyone in this Vedic and this spiritual path only. So this is parampara. We don't know how many years, since several generations. Here, what I was looking at my father here, and all villages, they used to praise my grandfather as well. So the
Hmm.
temple for entire village, and all the people, they were looking for the service and the respect they offer. And I used to go with my father. So all houses, he used to do the puja, and temple, the Gopala Krishna temple, which is several hundred years of old, you have visited. You remember? I hope
Yeah,
that is what the something. That is what my father, he was expecting me to continue, but he never forced me at anywhere at any time. But he used to tell and these are all the expectation I am having. And also villagers, they used to tell regularly. So we had surveys from your generations, your grandfather used to come, now your father is coming. I hope with our next generation you're going to continue. So all the innocent villagers, so they have been requesting, but still I had no such intentions, straight away getting into the Vedic school and continue the Vedic studies, because I had uh, no much in knowledge about it. But my father used to teach me only the basic puja and all such rituals only, not about Vedantas. I mean, he never he wanted me to study on my own and also make the decision on my own. So that is what the initial like uh, influence I had. So next, to get into the Vedic and the Gurukula. So yes, there was I had a different thought, I can say. So why I had to become continuation, because Vedic life or the priest life is not easy, because during that time it was very challenging, and I'm from a very in a remote village. And my father used to struggle because including electricity, no facilities at all, and the villagers give the whatever they are affordable. So very tough to live such life. Then why I had to get into all these things? Why don't I become like an engineer or doctor or something else? I had, but my father, he said I cannot afford all such education. But if you are really willing to go, I will try my best. He told me that, but I wanted to try and get into Vedic school, and there is something happened. How I had several options. I could go to any other Vedic school. So many matas are around, and then somehow the Krishna's grace and his wish. Uh, Finally, I wanted to get into the Vedic school. Now Krishna took me over here, all the way up to Krishna Vrindavana and all over the places. Swamiji's blessings.
Very nice, very nice. Did you have to stay away from home while you were in the Vidyapeetha?
Yes. Before that, I had to let you know how it happened. How did I get into the Puttige Mata, Puttige Vidyapeetha? So when I completed the 10th standard, the regular local, the Kannada medium school, you know how the government school work like. So
Sure.
still I remember when I was in a 10th standard, so no English teacher, no Hindi teacher, and I think only two three teachers, they used to teach whatever the studies we had to go through. But somehow school just to enjoy, because village we cannot expect that much of discipline or homework or whatever. So I literally enjoyed my school days. So then the college was very far, and I thought, I had the strong feeling I had to get into some kind of become a scientist. It was in my mind. Then suddenly one day there was a person. His name I remember. Last name was Amannaya. Like an elderly person. He was traveling all the places, visiting all the villages. His job was like uh, spreading awareness about the Puttige Mata's publications,
Oh,
especially
wonderful.
one of the magazines called Sugunamala,
Mm-hmm.
the spiritual, the religious magazine. It was the first magazine from Udupi. Swamiji, he's a great writer as well. Several years of establishment and very well circulated magazine. Swamiji wanted to spread all the villages, remote places as well. So, along with such the information about the Suganamala subscription, so there was a message, the letter for all an eligible Vidyarthis to get into the Puttige Vidyapita. So At right time, I got that message and also that letter. My father told me like, this is something happened. Like, right time, this is coming to you. If you are interested, I will take you to the Puttiga Matha. That is how I got into the Puttiga Vidyapeetha. Then my journey started from there, and then onwards. So I had to share some few things. Yes, your question, like, I had to be away from home. The very strict, like, lifestyle of Vedic school.
Mm.
So we had one acharya called Sri Raghuram Acharya. Still, I remember his compassion and the grace on me and all the students in Puttiga Vidyapith. So we have to be away from home. We have to be like in a residential Vedic school. So on the bank of Suvarna River, near Manipal, in between Udupi and Shimoga, that road, the very old, several hundreds of years old Matha and Vidyapita ashram. So, like, the routine, very strict, all the way from 4:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Continuous activities, and so we had holidays. It is called
Mm.
Anadhyaya.
Mm.
The traditional Vedic school having holidays like this. Ama Purna Gurum Hanti Shisham Hanti Chaturdashi Ubhayor Ashtami Hanti Pratipat Pathanashini. So like that, the holidays, like, from new moon and full moon. If you calculate, it is called Chaturdashi, Amavasya Prathama, or Chaturdashi Purnima Prathama. Day before and day after full moon or new moon, called Anadhyaya. We are not supposed to have any classes.
Mm.
So those days are called Anadhyaya holidays. So typically it comes twice in a month, the row of the three holidays. The day before new moon and after they had a couple of days. And usually in Krishna Paksha, in Amavasya, day before and next day as well, the 3 days continuously we had to have the exams, monthly exam,
Mhm.
test. Next, Purnima, full moon day before and day after. 3 days, we had once a month holiday to go home and come back. So I had like a couple of days to visit home and come back. So
Gotcha.
continuously. So for several years.
So till 10th grade, you had your foundation from your father, and you went to a regular Kannada medium school and you studied. But then after 10th grade, you got introduced through Puttige Mata to Puttige through Nair,
Figure
Mr.
Vidya.
Nair, and
Yeah.
then you went on to the Vidyapeetha and stayed there and continued there.
Yes.
Now, how many years did you have to spend in the Vidyapita?
So it's almost 8 years, the 6 years of study, and
Okay,
then additional some years I had to be with Swamiji to study some the Vedic Vedanta the classes to we call as the Nyaya Sudhavana the Granthas. Then that continuation. Still I am studying. Still I am student. I feel like
correct.
still I
That is for sure.
continuously
Yeah.
in study because still I feel I consider myself the student of Kritika Vidyapitha. My journey is still going on, never ending.
That is very, what you said now actually helps anybody watching and also later, because it tells that with the foundation that your parents will give you till your early teenage years, you can take that foundation and almost like mold it in a proper Gurukula type school,
Yeah.
because there is usually this misapprehension that I need to start only when I'm like 5 years or 6 years. I have to go right away into a Gurukula. Now, of course, some kids do it, which is fine. But then, even for others who have gone through normal schooling, there is always an opportunity based on what you just said that they can shift once they complete their normal schooling and go to a proper Gurukula. Or it could be a combination also at that point. They can still do a Gurukula and pursue their regular studies as well.
Yeah, that is a good point. good question. Even nowadays, the people are very much confused. So, what kind of life are we going to live? So, first of all, my question is why we have to get educated? So
Mm,
now the mindset most of the people are having to get a good job and to make
yeah.
money. So the most of the time, 99%, the parents also having the same concern. So they look about their position in a job or making money, and that's how. But the here some we have to come out of all such thoughts. Life will make, of course, its own journey, but still we have to have some idea how to live in this world. So normal and formal education that gives some kind of idea how to live in this world and how to make our life peaceful and successful. But when we get into the Vedic school, my advice and my experience, my feeling, we have to dedicate only on spiritual path. And
Mm,
there are many countless like uh, like the studies we can go through. There are so many subjects, including the Vyakarana, Samskrita,
mm-hmm,
grammar, and the Tarka, any other Vedic. Also, that there are categories of Vedas, the next level of the Upanishad knowledge, and all the way about the astrological and many other things we can get into. So I think that time is not enough to focus so many things. I want to become a doctor and simultaneously become engineer and something else. It's not practically possible. So to have some kind of just English knowledge, to have the communication. So there are many ways to get into that, but focus has to be on only one thing. So that is what my the feeling.
that is no, that's very good. Actually, you said earlier with academic education, you people want to do it for being successful and peaceful. I think successful, probably yes. Again,
Yeah.
depends on how you define success. But
Yeah.
peaceful, I have my own doubts about it.
Yes.
So
Yes. Not easy. Yes. So because
exactly,
there are so many countless and expectations and never-ending challenges.
exactly. Now, do you feel any of this where you are today could have been done without your parents' help?
Yeah, good question. So of course, so everyone has to be
Assuming,
thankful.
sorry, not
One
to
of
cut you, but let us say your father was not so well versed in Vedic studies and everything. So do you think you could have still done this?
Yes, my father, so he was not definitely he just learned from his father. He had no such opportunity get into the the Vedanta studies or such things. But the basic, the requirement, the performing the puja, homas, and all such things, he had some knowledge about the basic knowledge of sound. But he wanted me to be a scholar
Mm,
to continue because of the poverty, and Udupi was very far from my home, and he
mm,
could not get into any such a Vedic school. But during that time, you remember that because of the World War II or something,
yeah,
the
mm,
poverty in India was very high. So the
yeah,
impact was very bad. So father and lifetime, everybody, if you ask your parents, also the same story. But the Vedic and the spirit life was also very challenging. But uh, beyond everything, my father had a very strong attachment with the Lord Krishna.
mm,
So he spent entire his life performing Krishna Puja only, like just my grandfather. So he had the great expectation me to continue the Krishna Puja more than anything. When, for example, nowadays you can see if you get into this school, you can become like in the good something like well recognized, and you may get job in the such great companies. So like a such the like in a formal the we can call the Laukika world. So now people are having something. If you get into the Puttike Vidyapeetha, the from the Udupi, there are so many branches all over the world now we are having. So you may get into the good job and good position better than any Vedic priest. But when I entered to the Vedic part, like in a Puttike Vidyapitha, Even Swamiji had no intention of having the foreign travel and establishing
Mm.
Mata over there. So I joined Vitya somewhere in 1994. But Swamiji made the decision get into US and step into America in 1997 first time. So during that time when I wanted to get into the Vedic school, so my father had only one intention: you become scholar, learn well, and more than everything, continue the Krishna Puja parampara since several hundreds of years we are doing here. So that was the motivational something, and like emotional aspect, the attachment with Krishna.
I now I'm able to recollect and connect back to what you said, because you're right. At that point, we didn't know you'd. I mean, you would have so many
I come to
Krishnas
America and I
coming.
had no idea, no idea. Then
No
I was
idea.
thinking
Correct.
my mind, so I continue puja here, and like I promise all the villagers, even I mentioned you earlier, right? So all the innocent way. That is the reason I frequently travel, and all major events I'm here in my village, and still I visit the devotee's house and perform such pujas, whatever the level best I can.
So you did your Vidyapeetha education, and then how was that moment where you and Swamiji decided that you have to come to the US? And I'm assuming it was the first time you took a flight as well.
Yeah, definitely. First time, like getting into the inside the airport and looking
Yeah,
at the
and now
flight.
you travel probably 10 times a month
Aircraft.
at least.
Yes, yeah, I have to because mention something here. During 2002, so before that, there are several levels of education system in Putthiga Vidyapeetha, and I had to mention. I will talk about that later. How the routine of Putthiga Vidyapeetha goes and how the student life is like. Before that, I will mention here something very special, like to get into America, coming to America, then we should have the great interview with Swamiji for the find out why Swamiji decided to come to America and how it happened and everything. I will talk about my journey only here.
Sure.
So the 2002, and Swamiji had an invitation from the Pittsburgh Temple. Uh, Pittsburgh Temple, uh, 30th anniversary or something, I don't remember. 25th anniversary of the Pittsburgh Venkateshwara Temple. And then Narayana Stakshara Yajna. Swamiji had invitation. And along with Swamiji, because 2002, I completed my education in Putthiga Vidyapeetha. March of 2002, we can call as the Mangala or the graduation. So in 2002, the same year, the May month, the like grand event in Pittsburgh Temple, Swamiji had invitation, and during that time, Swamiji wanted to get some assistance, and finally, so the formal the Vedic and the Paurohitya and Jyotisha and such studies, the several years of course. Then, if you want to get into the next level of the Vedanta, the Tarka and Vedanta Nyaya Sudha and such Vedanta Patha, so then now we have to stay 2 years more and study with the Swamiji.
Okay.
So myself, another my mm, friend, the Kiran, he's in Phoenix,
Mm.
Arizona now. So we decided to continue our study and with Swamiji, and we remained students of Vedanta, traveling all the places with Swamiji, and every day we used to have the classes. During that time, Swamiji wanted to take us, both of us. The two times we got our visa rejected. Somehow, Swamiji's will was very, very strong. Sankalpa, I had to take you to America. And third attempt, we got the visa for as just a visitor.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, Swamiji had no intention of establishing Mata and starting the centers over there. So we just the intention was getting into that event and as usual, Swamiji we call as Sanchara, travel on the place, come back. That is how we got into uh, the first time. It was the May 21st, 2002.
Mm,
So the flight from Bangalore to Mumbai, Mumbai to Paris in connection. Then we went to the Pittsburgh. The first experience of getting into the flight, I was very curious and not scared at all because I told you right since childhood I was climbing the trees and jumping into the river and all these things. So uh, like that, but we had very curiosity about how the flight goes and all this thing. And as soon as we entered the Pittsburgh, we stayed over there for 10 days of such as several activities. Then Swamiji already started small center in Phoenix, Arizona. Then
mhm.
Swamiji sent me. Then the devotees, because of Swamiji's travel and all those things, they wanted to have one more branch in East Coast, that is New Jersey. So I will talk about this. There's some wonderful thing about New Jersey later. But that is how I spent almost 8 months in Phoenix, Arizona. Uh, Initial the scratch, uh, the beginning of activities, Krishna Vrindavana, I can say. So I applied my own some logics and ideas how to improve the matter. Swamiji got very much impressed and he asked me to come to New Jersey. And the matter is starting over there. You take over and do your best. That is how I got into America.
So, something that I would like people to know more, and I think it is you spoke about confidence, you are not afraid. And I remember, um, I think it was the first time you took a train to New York, and you really were not as fluent as you are today with English,
Yes.
but
You want
you picked up, yeah, you picked up English, and you were not afraid to go to New York in that train. So how did you? So clearly, all the ritualistic Vedic part was one side, but how did you pick up in a few minutes, if you could describe how did you pick up this language, how did you adopt to this culture?
good. So I was almost 21, 22 years of old when I first time coming into the world, I can say. Because
Yeah.
mostly, I will, as I mentioned, I have to talk about how the Vidyapeetha life was like. So I'm kind of, very innocent person or student from Vidyapeetha, very
Mm,
disciplined and very strict the routine and the day-to-day activities. Suddenly I'm coming out of the world. I was traveling with Swamiji for the Vedanta study as I mentioned earlier, but still in the circle only. There are so many rules and regulations and restrictions we had. But coming into America, taking some kind of responsibility, it was kind of a challenge. When I got into America the first time, you know that, right? So we have to go to an officer as soon
mm.
as I get into in this country. I cannot go with a group or with Swami Jayanpati. One day interview. Still, I remember first time he was asking question, "Why are you here?" and all such questions. Because I could not even understand the single word of officer what he's talking. I was just standing in front of him and looking at him. That's it. Then he got, I think, confused or whatever. So finally, okay. Uh, then I-94 form, I remember. Uh, just whatever he had to write in a 6 months and stamp and he just wanted to throw on my face, go away like that. That is how my journey in America started. So then Swamiji sent me to uh, Phoenix, Arizona. I had to travel alone all the way from Pittsburgh to Phoenix, Arizona. First time, I think I had journey to America and jet lag itself, I was so confused. Then coming into, I had to change flight in between. During that time, no cell phone or nothing. Uh, so I don't know any language also, but as I mentioned, I had just confidence. Krishna is with me. Then I somehow I managed the travel and I came to Phoenix, Arizona. I had one person with me who was helping with the prasada making the book. His name was Ramdas. Even he was much better than me. Even at least I know ABCD properly. He doesn't know that as well. So somehow we started, and so many people, the Telugu people, I did not know any other language, the Telugu, Tamil, or nothing. So Tulu is my mother tongue. Kannada I know fluently, and I learned Sanskrit and Vidyapeetha, and Hindi, English, like that is like I can say as the nightmare for me. So after listening to devotees, try my best to have conversation with them. So I picked up a little bit, and I had one intention, like language is nothing. So one of my articles, so you can read it. So I'm going to publish one book in English soon. Uh, the communication, that is what more important. The grammar and
Mhm.
all such thing. That the whatever I say, that has to be like properly connected to the person who is I'm talking with, or the people. That's what the confidence I had. But that's how I started my journey. And as you mentioned, like I had to travel alone, the New York, the trains and all these things, the subway. So I had no fear. Krishna is with me. So still I am student, learning so many things, trying my best to adopt so many such good things and updates to have better life. So that is how I got managed to come up to this level.
As you again go back, now I know, unfortunately, your father and mother both have are no longer, at least on this earth, in that body. But who do you think you got some of the confidence from either one of them? Who was more confident in those both between the two?
So especially my father was confident about my whatever, like whatever you call my abilities, caliber. My
Yeah.
father was very good. And mother, she was like the boosting energy into me. She was
Hmm.
telling so many stories all the way from my childhood, and making me like the person, the very strong even today. So that is what she was telling. So many such stories. You have to make your own things and everything. But my father had strong belief in Krishna. He was so innocent, and he just whatever I want to have in my life or my kids, Krishna is there with me. So I have two siblings, my elder sister and younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my father had the strong faith in Krishna beyond everything. But my mother, I had like I was as I initially mentioned something, right? I was scared to stand in front of my father. We are so strict. But I used to have easy conversation with my mother, and also a lot of like just daily conversation with her. As soon as I get the break from the Gurukula and coming home and having discussion with my mother, I used to tell everything to her. So
Mm.
mostly I had such conversation with my mother, but still my father used to question me a lot. That means like so many just to test the general knowledge and the share his something. Because when I used to go with him to the pujas when I was like 4 or 5 years old, then onwards, up to age of like my 15, I was getting opportunity to travel with my father. Travel means just walking, mostly walking.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
miles together in the village to perform pujas. Then during that time, we had such conversations, and that is how I got some kind of. Is another thing is then we had to travel the perform puja in the evening, coming back late night. You know that in our area, heavy rain, extremely
Mm-hmm.
heavy rain. I mean, another thing. So during such very dark nights, I used to travel that walk with my father, holding
Mm.
like the torchlight we call the battery. So coming back home very late night, so very dark, and the like somewhere in between a forest we had to walk a couple of miles. Uh, so that is how I became stronger and stronger since my childhood.
Let us move to now US. Now you have made the journey. I want to spend few minutes about New Jersey and the I personally believe it is a special place. The temple here, again, that is just my own belief. People may have other, of course, attachments. That's fine. So let us talk about this a little bit, and then I want to go into a bit of more spiritual topics in the time we
Yes.
have remaining. So you mentioned as well, you came to Phoenix, but you
Yeah.
you have a special connection to New Jersey. Um, so share some thoughts.
Good, good. That is very interesting something. So yeah, when I was in Phoenix, Arizona, I wanted to try so many new things, so new attempts, and I wanted to have something unique everywhere, anywhere. I whatever the contribution is, including even today, whatever my I talk and in my writings and everything, I wanted to come up with something my own contribution, the
Mm,
uniqueness. So, for example, started such activities in Phoenix, Arizona. Why Swamiji selected me to be in New Jersey? That is something interesting. During that time, I had no knowledge about computers. So there was a computer, some devotee donated the computer. So I took. Nobody was there actually. The computer was there. Then I wanted to try my best. I had nobody near me, so I had some time. I took almost half an hour to find out the switch, how to turn it
mm,
on, then how to type and all. I learned such things on my own, and some people they helped me actually. So if I did not know or I could not figure it out, I used to ask. I try my best first. Then if I'm not able to do it, then I used to take help from others to learn. So that is how I started. Then Swamiji notices something. So you come to New Jersey having like a big number of the devotees, and New Jersey will grow like the big temple and big center and very effective. So you deserve to be here. So Swamiji asked me to travel whole night. I went to somebody's house for a puja, and as soon as I come back, I got the message. So you have to start now. Your ticket is booked. December 25th on Christmas Day, 2002, the peak winter. Swamiji wanted me to come to New Jersey, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona to New Jersey. So
and
because
you
to
didn't know
December,
English at that time. You did not know
yeah,
English at that time.
I,
Yeah,
I because of the 8 months of time, I had some
you
I
picked up
picked up some
some. Yeah,
sentences, but I was not sure the person in front of me will understand or whatever. But I could make it. So what I am talking. So whatever. So I started my journey on that day. December 28th, Swamiji had the Sankalpa of doing the Krishna Prana Pratishtha, the small Krishna Murti. Even today you can see
yes.
near the Shaligrama Shila Krishna. The December 28, 2002, in a small house near Oak Tree Road. So we started Krishna Vrindavana. Swamiji wanted me to be there all the way from day one. And Swamiji was there one more week. Then continuously. So I got opportunity to serve Krishna. So I remember one thing, all the way from day one. So this is what the commitment my grandfather and my father had with Krishna. Here, the several hundreds of years old, the Gopala Krishna Murti is here. Like that, I felt Krishna's call. So I was so happy to worship him. All the way from 2002, the continuously 5 years, I did not get the we call as the ashaucha, like the
Hmm.
sutaka. So
Yeah.
not to the puja, did not get all such things at all. And 5 years, I did not travel anywhere. Almost Trikala Puja. I was the only person. I had, I remember Ramohan ji, and then Ravi came to assist me to prepare the prasada. But I
Sure.
used to give all sevas to Krishna. I can say I am the only person who got opportunity to touch Krishna for 5 years. No one else. Almost 5 years. But all the Pradhana Puja and everything I used to. So that is how my journey started in New Jersey. So the special attachment with Krishna. In Phoenix, I had attachment with Lord Srinivasa, but Krishna's form of Narayana is very, very special for me. I think it is in my blood.
I know in one of the subsequent episodes, we will talk only about the temple and how the construction, everything, and how it all went. Definitely, I think we should talk, because to me, that in itself is a whole story. The entire, particularly moving from, as you said, from a small place in Oak Tree all the way to Main Street, and then to where it is right now. That in itself is a complete episode and story. Um, you Your father mentioned Krishna a few times. You have mentioned Krishna a few times. I'll now put you on the spot a little bit.
Yes.
When you think about Krishna, what is that?
I have no words to express. That's all. So I cannot describe. So we have to experience. Now, one thing I can just say, Krishna is, if you want to describe, if you want to tell about something, Krishna is Bhagavad Gita. That's all. That's all I can say. Just go through Bhagavad Gita. Just you don't have to know the meaning. Just chant Gita slokas. You experience Krishna. Krishna is not something you can express in words. You have to experience. That's what the Krishna is, the full of knowledge. Krishna is everything. That's all.
And do you believe you got that? You feel that experience when you
Uh,
perform like as you said, in 5 years, I remember it very well. You were performing the Trikala Puja there, and now also you perform. Do you feel you get that experience during that time?
experience, of course. When since my childhood, when I got my the Upanayana done in age of somewhere 8. So then onwards, the first expectation I was having, I should have the permission get into the Garbhagruham and touch Krishnamurti. So
Exactly.
when my children, they had that's only dream, so far. Then onwards, I had opportunity to get into the Garbhagruham and touch Krishna Vigraha. Since then, I got very special attachment with Krishna. So experience, of course, every day I have new experience and something very, very kind of very emotional. Every day something new, every day. Nothing like I had from the before and just the routine. No. So every day I have very much affection getting increased with Krishna. So that is what the beauty of Krishna. Karshayati iti Krishna. That his name itself, that is what we get described in our scriptures.
And how is that experience different when you are performing, let us say, puja to a different deity other than Krishna? How is that experience different?
That is how, that is what. So I see Krishna everywhere. The Krishna himself, he makes the statement, right? So I am everywhere. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuna tisthati. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani maya. So he says, I am everywhere. So in chapter 9 also, you can the
Mm-hmm.
clear statement of Krishna, I am everywhere. Sarvabhuta Sthitaha. So that is how his statement is very clear. So in all devatas, all the Manushyas are anywhere. The Krishna's presence is everywhere. So I find the Krishna's presence only. If I do the Ganapati Puja, if I do Shiva Puja, everywhere I feel the finally the Krishna is with me. He is just getting all my sevas in. So like in Vishwarupa Darshana,
Yeah.
all Vishwesh, all the Vishvedevas and all the Rudras and Adityas and everybody, all the Devatas. So they are holding hands and surrendering to him. That is what the image I get in my mind and also the feeling I get in my heart when I do any pujas, any such activities.
Very, very well said. Very well said. I'll one more. Let's spend one more minute on that, and then we'll come back to a little bit of your personal side again.
Yes.
Out of the 700, depending on the book you follow, 700 or 701 verses, What is your favorite verse of the Gita?
Okay, that is beautiful. Each word and each letter of Gita is my favorite, I can say. And
If you
they
have to pick
especially,
one, what would be? What would
yeah,
that be?
yes. Ananyas chintayanto mam. Ye janaha paryupasate. So never ending explanations. So I am getting in my mind every time I chant that very specific shloka. So yoga kshema apraptasya praptihi yoga praptasya parirakshanam kshema. So whatever the connection, yoga means the connection we are getting. So, including how to get birth and where to get birth, and who has to be my father or mother, who has to be my wife, siblings, children. It's not my choice, right? The
Mm-hmm.
yoga means the connection. Krishna makes all such connection. Today I am getting opportunity to talk to you because you must be in New Jersey and I have to be there in New Jersey. The Krishna has to come over there and we have to get connected. I have several such thousands of such the good devotees and friends all over the world. The Krishna is making such connections, right? That is what I feel every day. That is the great statement of Krishna. And to get connected. So you may say hi, hello, and go. But still we have to be in touch with you. I know you since past 20 plus years. So how we are still get connected? First of all, we both of us we are all alive even today. And all such things are getting the Kshema. The Krishna is making all such connection and also securely stay and making that still very active. So that is what the one of the meanings and inspiration I'm getting through such slokas, especially for Ananyas Chintayantoma.
Excellent. Very well said. So let's change. We have a few minutes left, so I'd like to cover a couple more topics with you. And by the
Yes.
way, for anybody watching live or including the recording, I did not share the questions with Yogendraji. I shared general top themes, of course. I will talk about Vidyapeetha, I'll talk about childhood, but I never shared any questions. So, in case, and I think that is the beauty of it, to just keep it open and say what's in your mind versus preparing for it. So, just wanted everyone to know that. Let's look at again back to you as a person. Krishna's grace, 10 years from now, you'll continue to be hale and healthy. You'll be fit, healthy. Where do you see yourself? How do you see your own life as you are progressing?
I want to continue the discipline whatever I had from Puttiga Vidyapitha. So still I am there, my best. For example, I have to mention several things here, as I told you earlier. The Puttiga Vidyapita, very, very strict lifestyle. The bank of river, Swarna. So every day, get up at 4:30 and do the Mangalastaka and prayers and do the Nitya Vidhi and getting into river with the Sankalpa to Snana, Nadi
Hmm.
Snan every day. And so whatever the rain or shine or whatever the weather is, we have to have Nadi Snana every day. And along with the Guruguru and all other students, we used to do the Sandhya Vandana all the way from 4:30 when we started our Nitya Vidhi and Danta Dhavana and all such activities and the Mangalastaka prayer. And we used to do the like a Surya Namaskara and such the physical exercise for a couple of minutes. And then we used to do the Go Seva. There was a Goshala as well. So each student had a cow to take care of. So give the snana to cow and feed something. And we come to the river and again they take snana and do the Sandhya Vandana and the Brahma Yajna. And so Swamiji blessed us with Chalikrama during that to learn puja and have attachment with God. There was a Narasimha Murti in Puttiga Vidyapita. We got opportunity to worship Narasimha. That is how we learn puja and special affection. When I do puja to any form of Lord, I feel connected like anything. So I experience and I feel like I am with him. So that is how I started my journey. Then all the way, several activities Nitya Agnikarya, and up to 8 o'clock we had continuous anushthanas only. Then we had morning the little bit prasada, then continuous star classes. 12 o'clock we had Madhyanika Sandhyavandana and Mahaprasada. Then again continuously studies. 5 to 6 we had 1 hour gap. So we are jumping into the reverse Varna. So we try to utilize our best the 1 hour time to play when we had several opportunity to have any other like in a cricket or any other play. But I used to like swimming in the river. So then again evening puja, sandhya vandana, the pathas, and 9 o'clock all lights turned off. The particularly the time management we had the good thing in Vidyapeetha all the way continuously. So I try my such disciplines even today in my life. And about the food restrictions, I never
Hmm.
drink or eat anything outside. So at my home or at temple, that's all. If it is like
Correct.
everything has to be offered to Krishna on Nevedya. So I don't know the taste of chocolate. I don't know the taste of coffee, tea. I don't know the taste of any other food outside. So during in travel, I even today continuously do the fastings. So that is the secret of my health as well. So that is where I find myself. Still, I continue such discipline. I try my best to teach others as well.
That is excellent. Excellent. You,
And
as
one
you
more
have
thing,
gone through your own life.
even
Go
today,
ahead.
sorry, I will interrupt. I will complete one point I had to mention,
No, no,
and I
please go
feel
ahead. Go
others
ahead.
also
By
learn
the
from
way,
me.
if you are
Even
okay, we
today,
can stay for a few more minutes. Are you okay to
yeah,
stay for a
no
few
worries.
more
I got
minutes?
no commitment. So we can continue. So a couple of minutes, yeah, if needed.
Okay,
No
please
worries.
then continue.
Uh,
Yeah.
the thing is even today, I am a student of Vidyapeetha. The
Mm.
teacher we had, the very strict 24 by 7 with us, called Raghuram Acharya. Unfortunately, he's no more with us. He's with Krishna now. Uh, then he used to be with us all the way 24 by 7 to make us today what I am. So, and other acharyas like the Raghuram Padmanabha Bhatt, he was a great the Tarka scholar, the Tarka Vidwan. He used to teach us the Samskrita and the Nyaya Shastra. So that is how our journey started. Even today, I spend at least 1 hour a day for study, the morning hours especially. So I try my best to not sleeping after 4 a.m.
Very
So
nice.
whatever time I sleep doesn't matter. So I had to be awake by 4 a.m. So then I had to spend 1 hour in studies. That is like uh, the grace of Krishna I am having even today in my. I don't want to miss the Trikala Sandhya Vandana. I don't want to miss the Brahma Yajna and Vaishwadeva, the Nitya Upasana Homa, the
Hmm.
Ekadashi Upavasa and all such rituals. So
Hmm.
all other things is okay, but that is what I feel myself today. Still, I am trying to continue such anushthanas.
Very, very good, very good. And I know you continue that journey, which is excellent there. Particularly the learning. I like the fact that you said you spend at least an hour every day studying, because I don't think this life is enough to complete that study. Personally, I've
Yes.
seen that as well. So that is. Let's talk couple of things. Is there anything you repent that you think you made a mistake
Hmm.
that you should not have done?
Uh, because I'm very particular about the time as well. Right? I try my best to keep the time and all these things. So I plan very well. So what I had to do today or what I had to do tomorrow. So nothing such things. And in beginning, we ask some question. So what did you do? Something like your parents they don't know and everything. So no such things at all because I try because everything the pre-planned. Pre-planned means for example, except whatever I give the talk. For example, after Krishna Vrindavana, I have to give a talk, and after the Raghavendra Swami Aradhana, such
Hmm.
events, I have to give a talk. Such things I have no preparations.
Mm.
I believe in like in a continuous, continuously having such studies. So I
Correct.
should not prepare for my talk. So when I write some article, I have no preparations at all. So I just come over there and whatever. like an intuition I'm getting in my mind, it has to come out. For that purpose, I had to get tuned all the way. Like I had to continuously having the studies and everything. So because of all such disciplines, and I see myself in like in the next day where I had to be like that. So I have no such regrets. I because I as of my knowledge, so I want to do puja means I have to be very particular. I have to be very humble and strict. But end of the day, such somewhere such errors may come. I try my best to recall whatever the errors I have to correct myself. But one thing still in my mind, so like I have to be humble and I should not have any ego anywhere, and I had to be student all the time, not like the great scholar or whatever. I should be having the simple appearance everywhere. So I never done such mistakes, and I have no such regret feeling or whatever, because
No,
yeah, I always I try my best.
that is good. And by the way, I know there's a lot of folks online, so if you have any questions, please type it in on YouTube. We will see if we can get that answered today. If not, as a follow up. So back on the other side of that, you don't have much regrets. Is there anything that you feel is unfinished that you really want to do it, or there is some dissatisfaction that you haven't done it?
Yes, there are many things, many things. So, like, and I tried my best to have the Bhagavad Gita, simple explanations, and much more spreading Gita. And we have the wonderful, like, the volunteers to help me in spreading Bhagavad Gita,
Mm-hmm.
Gita classes. Such, Vishnu Sahasranama, the meaning explanation I had to do in English, and I had to do it in Kannada, and the Kannada Bhagavad Gita explanation I had to do it. There's so many such the requirement. Still, the my sankalpa is there, and I have to the always I am having one great concern about next generation. I have to prepare so many youngsters and give opportunity for them to learn about our the philosophy and about our the great tradition culture, and also the some kind of message or essence from our great scriptures. So I think I have to do a lot, and next is I have to prepare someone to continue whatever I am trying to do today and maintaining something. Someone has to be there. So I have a great expectation from some of my disciples, and especially my own two boys, Sudhanva and Sudha.
I again, I like that you're thinking about who will continue after you. Doesn't mean it has to be some, but it's always good to know who is going to be there to continue that activity. Could be for any reasons. You may be traveling, you may be doing anything, whatever that could be, but you want somebody to continue. I'm glad you're already thinking about it in that direction. So we are coming to the close, but before I close, I would like to, again, I didn't prepare, so I'm asking you, we didn't discuss this as well, but I would like to bring up, let's say, five rapid questions I'll ask you. And you
Okay.
can tell me what's on your mind. You can explain a little bit in a simple sentence, not go detail, or it could be one word as well. So we'll do that, and then I'll pass it on to you for any closing comments, and then we'll close the live cast. So first one, Krishna or Rama, who would you pick?
Both are same, but Krishna always comes first.
Karma yoga or bhakti yoga?
Bhakti has to be there to have such, like in karma or any such activities. So bhakti comes first for me.
If given a choice of more learning versus moksha, what would you pick?
Moksha doesn't come without learning. So the moksha, that's the destination final. So keep on learning. That's the only choice I have. Everybody.
Very good. Very good. Role model. Who is it? Who would you pick?
Of course, Krishna. And next, Swamiji.
One word or maybe even a small sentence. When I say your father, what comes to your mind?
Devotion and faith.
Mother?
Hard work.
Okay.
I never seen my mother, even like a single day. She was mentioned, no, I'm not well, I have to take rest. No. So that is what another discipline I'm still trying to follow. So if I'm not doing the main puja of Krishna, there must be two reasons. One is I'm not there in town. Number two, I'm not supposed to do it because of the Ashocha, the Sutaka. But we have no sick leave. That is what I learned from my mother.
Very nice. Lastly, the village of Uli or the city of Edison?
Twice.
Well said. Well said. Very good, sir. I'll pass it on to you. Any closing comments? Any closing thoughts?
Yes. Thank you for thank you very much for your time and giving this opportunity. And yes, of course, I have something very special to share with the devotees, and I had to be thankful for everyone. So I learned so many things from all of you. And still, I am learning from everyone, even all the way from the students and all youngsters and elders. I am still learning from you a lot. So I got so many such opportunity to guide myself, and still I am thankful to everyone, especially to Swamiji for giving me this opportunity to serve everyone. But still, I have great concern about next generation. So I consider, I feel your kids as my own kids, and trust me, let us work together and bring them also in religious spiritual path as well. That is the great purpose of our life. They will become very successful in their life. The academically, nothing will bother them at all. The your hard work and your the great. I am here in New Jersey or any places, not only New Jersey. I'm mostly spending time in UK, in Canada, and other places as well. But my concern, your generation, and let us work together and try our best to do something about our Sanatana Dharma.
Thank you, Yogeendra ji. This was very helpful. And again, thank you for accepting to spend an hour on this. We had several topics lined up for next few months, but for some reason wanted to make sure this kicks off and starts with you first. And I'm glad it worked. So thank you again. I know you're in India. Technology worked, internet worked, everything worked for us today. Hopefully, people who are watching it online enjoyed this. Of course, the recording will be there. Hopefully, they'll enjoy that even more. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Krishna Arpana.
Krishna
Namaskar.
Arpan Mastu.